American rapper Kevin Jerome Gilliard, better known by his stage name Kevin Gates, native to both New Orleans and Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is one of hip-hop's biggest artists. Troublesome would explain his childhood, but that same troubled life would later come in a verbal form, allowing Kevin Gates control over a major following as well as financial expansion. But the road to his success wasn't easy. His determination to succeed was relentless, and through that he reached music and business heights that gave him international notoriety. But no matter how much success, money, or fame he gained, his troubled life seemed to follow him. Kevin Gates' relationship with Mel, they ever had a relationship, or why Gates never signed a trip?
I remember when a nigga took Gates to Mel. Gates had a reputation of being like a little weird or crazy back then, and Mel is like really like quiet and reserved, and Gates went around him being Gates, and he was like, man, that nigga rap his ass off, that nigga crazy. When I was dead broke, wasn't nobody trying to fuck with me. Now I'm dead game, people trying to get in touch with me. Now my dreads hang, name ringing in the city street. A lot of people don't know Kevin went to Dead Game kind of on the strength of me. We got a dead homeboy named Steve. He called me when I was living in Miami, trying to politic some shit with me. And it wasn't nothing that was piquing my interest, so. But I do got somebody in mind that y'all gonna wanna fuck with. He like, who that is? I'm like, it's my little partner I went to school with, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, to rap his ass off. And I'm in the streets, I'm selling drugs at the time, like, a successful drug dealer, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, man, that nigga wanted more than me. I'm like, that nigga hungry. Like, I could just, while I'm trapping, bagging up, weighing shit, I just put my phone on speakerphone, whoever I'm around, that boy just keep rapping. I let them take my phone because they'll be so impressed, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm telling Steve, like, man, my little partner could go, man. I'm like, you might want to fuck with it. So, he like, where he be at? I'm like, man, that boy be hanging at the Circle K on Highland in the South. So he like, I'm finna go over there. Once he met Gates and he found out who Gates' people was and shit, and from there he took him to Dead Game, and that's when, you know, his situation developed into what it developed into. Grew up in the shotgun house, back street in the slums, only one way out. Uncle went to jail and the family fell out, been down 14 cause he wouldn't sell out.
So you guys have association, you and Kevin Gates?
Yeah, I know, like we from the same hood. Like when Gates used to be with Dead Game, you know, when Gates, you know, like he a real trap, really was hustling and shit, like used to go fuck with him and pull up on him at his spot and everything. Like when he used to bang, like really used to play that trap, grinding all day, hustling and right. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, I salute him for that. Like he really one of them niggas too that stood in the trenches.
Just on the dealer, Luca Bryce is selling kilos, got a shop out of town and got a spot just around the way.
We was finna do the paperwork and get me going just like how he had Gates going, right? Gates got shot, then we get shot the week later, and then everybody started going to jail. Gates went to jail, the nephew went to jail, I went to jail.
Before he was a rapper, he was in the streets, learning the ways of the world from a hustler's point of view, and gained the street education that became valuable to him throughout his life. He was arrested for the first time at the tender age of 13 years old for joyriding in a stolen car. Again at 15 years old for aggravated assault. He spent close to 2 years in a correctional facility and was released when he was 17 years old.
My first juvenile charge was at 15, you know, aggravated assault. And that was at 15. I came home at 17, so I did close to like 2 years for that. Entering the juvenile penal system, and what that did was it took my fear of imprisonment away. It criminalized me at a young age. There's more people locked up in the state of Louisiana than in any country in the world.
And Gates was no exception. His trouble with the law started early and continued to follow him through his career. It seems his success was intertwined with trouble and plagued with incarceration. In 2003, Gates caught his second major offense for stabbing a man multiple times for what he explained to be self-defense. In 2008, already a convicted felon, he was pulled over and arrested for having a firearm around a dangerous controlled substance, which puts an already convicted felon at 10 to 15 years in prison. He did 31 months and was released in 2011.
Charges are likely against this rapper.
A Polk County jury found rapper Kevin Gates guilty of battery.
And keep in mind, he was a convicted felon before this trial.
The consequences behind those actions, I lost everything. All the friends that I love, they're either dead or they're doing life. I'll never see them again because I'm a convicted felon.
During his 31-month prison stay, he earned his master's degree in psychology. He was released from prison and immediately got to work. In 2012, he created a major buzz when he dropped the mixtape Make 'Em Believe, which also caught the attention of Young Money Entertainment owner Lil Wayne, and although he never signed to Young Money Entertainment, he was still heavily affiliated. By this time, his buzz had turned into a full blaze. He became an industry regular and elbowed his way to the top of the game. By 2015, Kevin Gates became an international household name, drew a couple of hard-hitting singles titled I Don't Get Tired and Two Phones.
Let me tell you something about Gates, man. A lot of people be thinking that, yeah, man, them be holding Gates down. Don't know hold Gates down, boy. Gates is an ignorant asshole. Who ready to die for this shit?
Rapper Kevin Gates is known for several things that's constant throughout his career. Don't touch him during interviews, don't touch him on stage, and overall, just don't f with him at all.
He not about to talk to you twice. The bitch not about to try to, that bitch not about to try to make shit right. He ain't about to try to do peace or do none of that shit. You got a problem with him, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You heard me? He know how to handle his own problems, you dig? You dig? But he not pussy at all.
He's an advocate for respect and believe there's a thin line between war and peace without it. He's a man of self-morals and principles, and often mentioned in interviews he's willing to war behind his and won't tolerate anyone that crosses or breaks those principles.
First of all, I'm married. Second of all, I'm holy. Don't put your dirty ass hands on me.
That's interesting to me. Like, I have conversation with a lot of different people.
I know it's interesting to you, and please don't touch me again. I know it's interesting to you.
That bitch an asshole. Yeah, Gates done been in jail and dealt with niggas, on the street and dealt with niggas, at concerts and dealt with niggas.
Kevin Gates and Boosie are two of Baton Rouge's most notable big dogs and legendary industry artists that have both laid their law and are both highly respected in the game, but their history behind why the two never worked together is highly reminiscent of the Cash Money No Limit situation.
Rambo in the hood, I'm a certified stepper. Rest in peace, little Nick, bitch, bottom boy lit.
The death of a well-known Baton Rouge street figure is what initially drew the wedge between them due to them being on opposite sides of the situation, where Boosie was a friend, Gates was the ops. So by nature, unsure of his involvement, Boosie stopped any trust he may have had for Gates. Being two of the industry's biggest conglomerates, both heavy in the streets and both shared the same city, it was only a matter of time before they bumped heads, and that's exactly what happened. Ironically, it didn't take place in their own city, but in Louisville, Kentucky, in the middle of a Kevin Gates performance at the Kentucky Derby. Sources say Gates had gone over his performance time, which is always a slap in the face to the next performer because it takes away some of their time on stage. With Boosie performing next, he decided not to wait as him and his team worked their way towards the stage. While Gates continued performing, Boosie and his entourage approached them about it and demanded they cut the music. When the smoke cleared, Gates and his team was escorted off stage and out of the arena. Soon after, a scuffle broke out that ended with members of Gates' entourage being literally thrown off stage. Although Boosie and Gates didn't get their hands dirty, it was enough for critics and social media to run with. After that night, subliminal shots were thrown from both sides, but fortunately it fizzled away before more fuel was added to the fire. A civil war between the two would have caused a lot of destruction, as well as put an end to many careers.
Kevin Gates, talked to Gates early, trying to get that boy to come to that Boosie bag.
Another prominently known Baton Rouge native, NBA YoungBoy, created his own lane and cornered a piece of the industry's pie through his goon-filled trend-setting movement, Never Broke Again. The NBA movement became a brand, and all brand name things have high prices, the best quality, and sells the most. The genius in Kevin Gates allowed him to tap into that brand by teaming up with NBA YoungBoy and releasing several mixtapes, singles, and videos, all of which became the main topic in social media and radio alike.
Stop playing. The future is never certain. When you getting this rap money, you got to invest this shit. I own all kind of shit. I make residual income. My children gon' live the same whether I die, go to jail, whatever. I don't get tired.
Kevin Gates is a businessman, but a hustler first. His strategic business decisions are also partially due to his ability need to stay relevant as the game evolves.
Gates older. Gates got a lot of shit going on. Gates got a family. Gates got, he got businesses that he running now. Other different businesses, big businesses. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, he got artists that he doing shit with. You know what I'm saying?
Everything beautiful. Everything perfect. No negative energy, nothing but positive energy. You heard me? Hey, I thank all of y'all for being here celebrating this moment with me. Hey, graduated out the trenches, but we turned up now. I'm really from New Orleans.
So you from Cross Canal? Because everybody see you from Cross Canal.
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans, but I grew up in Baton Rouge.
So what part of New Orleans are you from?
I'm from now the Ninth Ward.
At the start of New Orleans hip-hop independence, P-Town Mo and Slugger Morris were two of the city's most recognized figures, industry and streets, and were highly respected as such. They were both talented writers whose lyrics resonated with the streets and at one point were being considered by several major labels, but it was their real-life street activities that exceeded their talents, labeling them a dangerous duo to work with.
Boom, I'm in the studio. You feel me? When I leave and I come back, Kevin Gates in there. You feel me? So Gates jump up. It was him and some other rappers in there from the city. So Gates jump up. He grabbed me, hugged me, and went to rapping in my ear. Then he back up, looked at me, pulled me, rapped again. He done the shit 3 times, right? So the artist who was in there, you know what I'm saying, from now here, like, man, you been doing some writing in that bitch, huh, homie? So the like, Gates like, nah, that ain't me. Yeah, that's his shit. You feel me? Referring to me. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, shit. Him and Slugger, them the first who showed me what an extension was. You feel me? Cause a ain't never seen no skin sitting in none of them Glock things. You heard me? And was on that type of time, you feel me?
Talking about, yeah, man, he from Baton Rouge. How the fuck he from Baton Rouge? He moved to Baton Rouge. You know what I'm saying? What a can't be from New Orleans? He moved to Baton Rouge, and it's facts. You'll be surprised if you know who his people is. You bitches tell me that. You'll be surprised if you know who Kevin Gates, Kevin Gilliard, who his people is. You know what I'm saying? In that dirty 9. I ain't gonna get on music and make songs about all these people and know all this shit about all this if he not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on, man, take the picture. What's that? Telling your bub.
Already know. How'd that come about? The association with you and Kevin Gates?
Through Menace, you know what I'm saying? My partner Menace, shout out Menace, top shelf, you know what I'm saying? I guess Menace must have broke it down to him, who I was or where I come from, Gates got on what it was, and next thing I heard my name and songs.
Say, how'd you and Gates meet?
Well, it's like this here. It's a long story. You heard me? I know his people, and his people was tight. You heard me? When Gates was young, you heard me? Gates knew of me. He knew of me, you know what I mean? Kevin knew I'm a real nigga. Kevin Ben knew I was a real nigga. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like he put me on. He said, I'm gonna take you from this life and put you in another life, and he showed me that. You dig? So he gave me a chance to recreate my whole motherfucking vision before the world. You dig? I'm always loving him, I'm always respecting for that. You dig what I'm saying? Because that ain't something that he had to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? He gave Booby Black a name, even though I had a name, but I had 2 names. You dig? I had OG Booby Black, I had Booby Black, the nigga from the streets, and then I had, you know what I'm saying, when I got on with the music shit, OG Booby Black, the one-armed dude that rapped with Kevin Gates, the one-armed dude that Gates, got respect for, the one-armed dude that Gates made a song about, all that. You heard me? I had that, so that made people look at me as a different person.
My name's Kevin Gates. This is the Kevin Gates Helpline. This is my best friend and co-host, OG Booby Black.
I learned a lot of shit from Gates. Real talk. He younger than me. You dig? That's my little brother. I learned a lot of shit from him. I used to be ignorant and dumb as motherfucker. I was out here in Thibodeau one time, I'm gonna tell you the story, and they had this nigga standing outside the car. He told me he want to take a picture with Gates, and I used to be so overprotective of my, Kevin, like, I'm like, nah, bro, you can't take no picture with him, He ain't coming out yet. Wait till after the show. Mm-hmm. So the nigga like, man, who you think? Bitch, you don't know who the fuck I am? Bitch, you better get it. And I had to do all this on this nigga at the same time. I'm strapped, you dig? And I had to do all this, growling on this nigga to get this nigga attention and let him know, bitch, it's real. Ain't from here. You feel what I'm saying? Gates jumped out the back of the truck, grabbed me around my neck. Bitch, come here. You tripping, man. We don't do no talking. We don't do none of that shit. And dog, that kind of changed my way of action with my approach on a lot of shit, dog. This is a real true story. It was 50 Cent and it was Gotti. It was a big show, you heard me? And Kevin Gates had a walkthrough there. And all of us, it was like about 11 of us, all us had on black tech suits, you know what I'm saying? And when we entered the club, we put our hoodies on, you know what I'm saying? Gates don't have no hoodie on, you dig? And Gates the type of you dig, he ain't gonna go to the club and go backstage. That's how he used to be when he was on the bullshit. And we walked in the club, and we walked around the whole club, bro. I'm talking about the whole club. You know what I'm saying? 50 and Puffy, 50 and Yo Gotti was on stage, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and we walked through the whole club, dog. I'm talking about us walking through the club. Kevin went to every fucking VIP section, and every VIP section that he went to, they had street niggas and they didn't know him. He saluted all the VIP sections. You heard me? Imagine that shit. Come through with 11 niggas walking in all black. You heard me walking to the street, I ain't on stage, backstage, walking through the crowd, jury on. You understand what I'm saying? Hollering at in the VIP, you dig what I'm saying? Left, walked in front of the stage, and walked straight out that bitch. Took the whole show. Yeah. We don't be on that bully shit, we be on that boss shit. You know, big dog shit, they know what it is.
Kevin is a really good dude, and he's just really misunderstood, you know what I'm saying? But the people who understand him, they get him. That's why his fan base, that's why he got the fan base that he got, because they fuck with him, they understand him.
Over the years, we've seen Kevin Gates' career and life blossom into what it is today, and we were all witnesses to his development as he continued to reinvent himself as time changed.
She just tapped her homegirl, look girl, that gon' look embarrassing.